Shore, nominated by Walid Nassimi. Shortly after Afghanistan fell to the Taliban in August 2021, Jacques Shore, along with his law partner at Gowlings, WLG, Louis Retik and Farouq Samim, founded Operation Abraham. As part of the nonprofit interfaith volunteer advocacy group, he lobbied senior government officials so that Abdul Walid Nassimi's family could have the paperwork required to come to Canada from Pakistan, where they were living under precarious conditions. Abdul and his family arrived in Ottawa last year and deeply appreciate Jacques for his compassion and advocacy, and whose actions provided a lifeline during some of their toughest times. Please give a very, very hearty round of applause. Jacques, don't leave just yet. I'm going to have you come up here and just tell us some more, because this is like, I think it shows that we're actually serious.
Thank you so much. I was asked to say a few words, and I'm very grateful for this honor, so thank you. I have many friends in this room, so I'd like to acknowledge them in the fact that I also have representatives, actually elected representatives like Sutcliffe, who is here, and C.S. and Matthew, who I've known for a long time, and also Councillor King and others. It's certainly very, very special. I guess the few minutes that I've been allotted, and I'm not going to speak for the full 10 minutes that I've been allotted, but I did think it was also really terrific to hear Daniel speak in the context of all this. But my world was really very different, and I think the first thing I should do is I do want to thank my fellow ambassadors, David Pepper, Doreen Cato, Heather Bassett, as well as Joan Turner and Joe Connor. Everyone in their own way, obviously, has made a contribution in the context here in this amazing community of our national capital region. Yes, we have incredible challenges as a country in a world that's extremely complex, and a world that is continuing to be more complex. But I'm one of those who believe that Canada has a very special place in the world, to a great extent as a result of the tapestry of individuals that are here that come from all over the world. So it's really with deep gratitude in this most special way that I would like to first thank the gentleman who had nominated me, Abdul Walid Nassimi. It's quite a story. I'm not alone. I want to tell you that, as we referenced, Dr. Farouq Samim, who is from Afghanistan, was the motivator to instill in a handful of us that we had to do something quickly, tell those in Afghanistan that had no right to be left behind, and we had to do what we could. My partner, Louis Retik, worked very hard along with me on this initiative. And my firm, WLG, I call it a firm with a heart. It's a big firm, but it has a heart, and it understood that we needed to do everything we needed to do to engage. I'm going to just say, just for a moment, I want to dedicate the words that I'm going to share with you to Jacques J.M, who is a brother of what we do. To see his brothers here, Khalid and Haroon. Haroon just arrived last week, and there was no question that the death of your brother was tough on all of us. And actually, it gave this effort. I want to say that I was dedicated to my half brother who was killed when he was 5.5 in Holocaust simply because he was Jewish. And that was a motivator for us as well, because it was, in this case, where we understood Jews helping Muslims that had to be helped. It's interesting, as I look at where we are today, and I made reference to the difficulties, and in this context, when we look at welcome, I was asked to say a couple words on welcome. So, what do they say about welcome? What's the definition? To receive in a warm and friendly way. So, as a first generation Canadian son of Holocaust survivors, who thanks God every day that my parents could come here with the little that they did, but an incredible background of their families and history, which was basically instilled in me and my brother Michelle, who just recently retired from the Federal Court of Canada. What we saw here was in Canada. It was heaven. I hate it. It's a haven for so many. And while we have challenges and it's cold and winter, I say we have warm hearts, but we have to work hard. So, welcome is a kind of greeting designed to introduce a person to a new place or situation, to make them feel at ease. The term can also be used to describe the feeling of being accepted on that part of a new person. And I say that means to embrace someone warmly. It is the element, the human dimension, that is evoked in the manner in which a person is embraced by another. It is to do unto others as you would wish others to do to you. It is linked to the love by neighbor concept. How much the better the world would be if this sentiment were internalized by all and shared through positive physical action. So, I want to end by a poem that my mother wrote. My mother was very well known for the work she did. She built bridges. She was a philosopher. She was a writer. She was a professor. She created an institute in Philadelphia, which my brother and I are working very closely with Graduate College and continuing where all their papers are. She instilled in us that welcome perspective, opening our hearts. And she devoted her life to building bridges, because that was what she swore to the good Lord she would do if she survived war. In her book, she wrote many, and actually her center is called the Atlantic Island Shore Center for the Advancement of Human Potential. So think of that. It is a human potential in the way in which we want to help others. This is from her book, Rendezvous with Love, and I read it to you. There is only one light. There is in the world only one light which you cannot turn off. It remains shining throughout wars. Shining over hate. This light enters every grain of earth where life exists, every field and every forest, every home, palace, or hut. You can find it in the prairies, in the cities, in the mountains, and in the deserts. Smiling, radiant, charming, caressing the foreheads of lovers, touching the hands of mothers, stroking tenderly the faces of children. This light is called love. Thank you.